Hi, I'm Valerie Lawrence. I'm a registered dietitian and I work in Emmett, Idaho. I work at Valor Health as a clinical dietitian, and then I do private practice for one-on-ones outpatient. And I'm here today with Beth Sutton.
Hello, I'm a registered nurse. I also work at Valor Health in the Infection Prevention and Employee Health Department.
Yeah, we're going to talk. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here. And we're talking about sides for Thanksgiving, things that are healthy and delicious also.
What are we making today?
Well, we're calling it roasted roots. It's parsnips and carrots mixed together, roasted, which, a lot of people don't think they like vegetables, but when they try them roasted, they change their mind. I've had a lot of people change their mind because they just did one sheet pan of roasted vegetables. So they're super caramelized, they're delicious, they taste like a whole different, I was gonna say animal, but a whole different vegetable. A whole different vegetable when you roast them versus boiling or steaming or any other manner of things you might do.
So what kind of vegetables are going to be in this dish?
We have parsnips and carrots, and you can see that they're pretty put together, and it's very simple. There's like 5 things in our recipe, and those 5 things are
parsnips. So I can tell you, I don't know if I've ever tried a parsnip. What does it taste like flavor-wise?
So you've heard of a rutabaga?
Yes.
And you might have heard of a turnip. And it's kind of like a turnip and kind of like a rutabaga, but it's not doesn't have that funny taste. It's really kind of mild. It's a mild root vegetable, and it can take on the flavor of what you put it with. It's going to be a nice kind of blank pairing to go with the carrots, which have a little more star power. Carrots are really more like sweet, and you notice that crunchy. People like that. But
can you find parsnips in the grocery store all the time, like year round?
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think they're there all year round. I wanted to show one that wasn't sliced. It was not sliced. It wasn't. I didn't peel it because the peel is a little bit bitter, so you do want to get rid of that. But we'll just continue on with our. I'm not going to peel it. I'm going to just cut these carrots is what I'm going to do. Okay, so.
But you peeled the carrots first as well, right?
I did, yeah. And I actually like the exterior of the carrots, but not everybody else does. Okay, so our ingredients are, what do I need?
This looks pretty simple. It just has olive oil, salt, pepper, and some dill.
Okay, and so the dill that it calls for is actually fresh, and I'll take a minute and talk about the difference between using fresh and dried. So when you use dried dill, it's going to be 1/3 of the amount of fresh you would use, and that's true with any herb. You don't have to have the fresh one. It's a slightly different presentation. I'm putting the dill in first. The recipe asks for it to be put in after as a garnish, but I'm going to have it cooked in so that it's more flavorful that way.
So this recipe is going to go into the oven, right, it's 425 degrees?
Mm-hmm.
For how long does it say?
It says, what does it say? 40 minutes. And that's about true with any other kind of roasted vegetable too. You kind of want it to be super sweet and caramelized. And it takes a while to do that. Vegetables are kind of tough. What did we decide? So
a half a tablespoon?
So a half a tablespoon is a teaspoon and a half. So I'm going to put that. That's a teaspoon. And then I'm going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of a half, and more or less as you like. And it calls for salt and pepper too, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so this is kosher salt. It's kind of a lot. This is how much the recipe calls for, which was it 2 tablespoons?
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon. That looks like so much salt to me. So the thing about kosher salt is they're larger granules, and so when you take a bite of it, you're going to have more of that salt flavor. I'm just going to put in like almost all of it, but not all of it, because I think that's a lot of flavor, and I don't want people to say, wow, that's salty.
Because you can always add.
Right,
yes.
Yeah, you can add.
Good call.
Okay, so, and then I'm going to wave this over to put as much as, you can measure if you want, but I don't really like to. I use my hands, or I use, just kind of eyeball it. It calls for how much?
It says 3 tablespoons of good olive oil.
Oh, that was about 3 tablespoons. That's what my eyeballs said to stop on. So, and then, is there anything else in here?
No, that's it. You've got everything.
No pepper?
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Does it call for pepper?
Yes, 1.5 teaspoons of freshly ground pepper.
Okay, and I have this obnoxiously large pepper grinder that I love. I found it at a thrift store, and it's been around for a long time. There's some pepper to taste. And so that is really all there is. You see, like, there was a teeny bit of prep time before we started talking about this, but 10 minutes and you've got it in the oven, and then 40 minutes later it's done. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven, and thanks for being here with me, Beth.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll try it, and you can try your first parsnip.
Sounds good.
Okay.